1 year ago, we all experienced an absolute tragedy with the passing of Kobe Bryant. And, well, I partnered with a small creator on Instagram to give away multiple Kobe Bryant murals. We're giving away about 3. So if you're interested in getting a piece of Kobe Bryant artwork and also supporting a smaller creator, I'm going to leave a link to my Instagram in the description down below. And also, before we cut to the intro, let's have a brief moment of silence for Kobe Bryant. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? Guys, in about 2 months from now, less than 2 months from now, because the trade deadline this year is officially March 25th, 2021, we're going to see a decent amount of movement in the NBA. And historically, I have gotten pretty good at bringing you guys rumors that tend to materialize. As a matter of fact, right when the Houston Rockets lost to the Los Angeles Lakers in the second round of the NBA playoffs last year, we were able to adequately diagnosed the fact that the Houston Rockets were about to trade James Harden. Sure, the album artwork says that he was going to get traded to the Sixers, but he had a 50-50 shot at getting traded to the Sixers, even though he got traded to the Nets. About a year ago, we also accurately predicted D'Angelo Russell getting traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves a few months before it happened as well. But don't get it twisted, I get a lot of things wrong as well, like when I said that Lonzo Ball was poised for a breakout season. Now, I understand every single year, a lot of us, myself included, get this illusion that Lonzo Ball is going to break out that season. In his rookie year, I felt like he just needed to add more muscle. In his sophomore year, I felt that LeBron James was going to rub off on him a little bit. In his third year, I figured that he needed to be traded to a team that would fully be all in on his development, and since he changed his jump shot, he was going to put up better numbers. And this year, once again, I felt like Alvin Gentry wasn't the right coach for him and Stan Van Gundy would be. Well, I was wrong in all of those scenarios because throughout the entirety of his career, while there have been some detailed changes in the way he plays basketball, and he has made some marginal improvements in his game, for the most part, he is who he is. I don't really think he's going to get better from here on out. After seeing many off seasons where he completely changed his jump shot, for the most part, we could say Lonzo Ball is who he is. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Coming into the season, I felt like Lonzo was poised for a breakout year, and he had so much confidence in himself that he turned down a contract extension from the New Orleans Pelicans prior to this year, which was a pretty bold move. That's really betting on yourself. Now, Lonzo's set to hit restricted free agency after this year, so I don't know how good of a move that may have been. On one hand, teams may give him significantly less than what he deserves, and the New Orleans Pelicans may announce his rights, making him a unrestricted free agent as opposed to a restricted free agent, which is traditional free agency. So the New Orleans Pelicans can't necessarily match any offer that Lonzo gets. But at the same time, I can't help but feel like some team that isn't performing so well, that is desperate for a player to be excited about, would offer Lonzo Ball an obscene amount of money for him to play for their franchise, even though he hasn't really shown us that he is that remarkable of a player. To give you an idea, this year, Lonzo Ball has averaged 12 points per game, 4.7 assists per game, 4 rebounds per game, and despite changing his shooting form, is averaging 7.2 threes attempted and is converting at a worse rate than last year, with making 2.1 threes per game, which is good enough to be 29% from 3. He's shooting 39% from the field, which is consistent with his numbers throughout his career, and now he finds himself in some trade rumors. Now, the fact that Lonzo is in trade rumors doesn't mean he's not a good player. I think he's a great role player. I think he could even be a starting caliber point guard. And we're only 12 games in, so obviously his statistics are going to look like the worst statistics he's ever had in his entire career, which if you look at his advanced statistics, he's currently minus 2.3 in offensive box plus minus, minus 0.4 in defensive box plus minus, and a total minus 2.7 in overall box plus minus if you could do simple math. and his value over replacement player is in the negatives for the first time of his career. Now, obviously, this is 1/6 of the amount of games he's played compared to last year and the year prior, but we could all agree that Lonzo isn't a fit in Stan Van Gundy's offense. And when you pair that with the fact that the New Orleans Pelicans probably won't match any obscene free agency offer that Lonzo Ball will get in restricted free agency, well, here's a team that's interested in trading for Lonzo Ball. Now, this comes from Shams Charania, a legitimate source. The Pelicans have shown an openness to trading Lonzo Ball and JJ Redick. And this also comes coupled with another trade rumor. Apparently, the Golden State Warriors and the New Orleans Pelicans, and again, this is according to Shams, which is a very trusted source, have discussed a potential Kelly Oubre for Lonzo Ball swap. Now, this is essentially trading the same exact type of player for each other that plays in different positions. What do I mean by that? Well, Kelly Oubre is also set to be an unrestricted free agent this offseason. He's currently owed $14 million a year. He is also underperforming as a member of the Golden State Warriors after breaking out for the Phoenix Suns with 18.7 points per game, at least 1 steal a game, averaging 6.4 total rebounds per game, and shooting 45% from the field and 35% from 3 while averaging 5 threes per game. Kelly Oubre has regressed mightily. He averages the same amount of three-pointers attempt per game, and his percentage came from a 35.2% conversion rate from 3 to a 21.8% conversion rate from 3 while still averaging 5.1 threes per game. Which means when you look at his advanced statistics, he was never really the greatest offensive and defensive player statistically, but it was never this bad. If you look at his stats from last year when he was with Phoenix, he had a negative 0.3 offensive box plus minus, and he had 0.093 win shares. This year, he has a negative 4.1 offensive box plus minus and a negative 0.01 wins contributed to the Golden State Warriors, which means Kelly Oubre is literally making the Golden State Warriors worse whenever he's on the floor, which sucks when you consider the fact that the Thunder literally got a conditional first-round draft pick and a conditional second-round draft pick via Denver just for trading Oubre over to the Golden State Warriors. Now, these talks never got serious, but at least we know the Golden State Warriors would like to move on from Kelly Oubre, and the New Orleans Pelicans wouldn't mind trading Lonzo Ball. Now, should you believe these rumors? Absolutely. As a matter of fact, if you've been watching any New Orleans Pelicans games, you'd notice that Lonzo Ball's backup Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Kyra Lewis, a rookie that the Pelicans drafted this year, are significantly better than Lonzo Ball. And it makes sense to clear up the rotation for both of those young players so the New Orleans Pelicans could at least evaluate those two players. Let me know in the comment section down below, where do you think Lonzo Ball would get traded to? Do you think the New Orleans Pelicans should trade JJ Redick? After all, they're currently 5-10 at the time that this video is being made, so they should be in sell mode. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.